It's been quite a long time since I went up La Clariana mountain, so I decided that today was a good day to give it another shot. Been up it before and can't say I enjoyed the experience, but it was definitely an achievement. I'm kind of hoping to do a double header today, go up to La Clariana and then come down a little bit and then go back up to one of the highlights of Ontinyent, which is a little church at the top of a mountain with a bell that you can ring. Whether I'll get to ring the bell or not is another thing. Whether I actually get there or not is another thing. But hopefully that'll be quite a nice circuit. Where I've left the car is a bit of a, well, I suppose it used to be some sort of factory, but it's kind of like a bit of an odd place. But anyway, let's see how the run goes. The route starts at a restaurant named after the mountain. It's the La Clariana restaurant, so there's a bit of parking there. And the trail starts on a small road that's just off the main lane. As you can see, it zigzags across and then finally starts to head directly along the top ridge, reaching a peak of approximately 874 meters. That's according to my Garmin figure, so that could be taken with a little bit of pinch of salt. Seemed like I'd done an awful lot of climbing at that point, and of course I had. However, the climbing hasn't quite finished yet because there are a few dips down and climbing back up again before the route goes down to the main Ontinyent Moixent road, which I need to use not very far, maybe 500 meters, something like that, and then back onto a trail. And the trail kind of goes up and zigzags around a bit. This area is a bit forested, so there are an awful lot of signs saying, no barbecues, or be careful with fires and what have you. No camping, that kind of thing. I guess they've got a bit of a history of fire management in that area. There's also a weather station that kind of doubles, I suppose, as a radar area and perhaps a forest lookout that we go near. However, I turn off well before I get to that station and head on another track, a track that's been greatly improved, by the way, to the Ermita Sant Esteve. Sant Esteve chapel, nice little chapel. I don't think it's used at all for religious purposes, but when I arrived there this time, there was a bit of a social gathering going on. Anyway, didn't hang around and then headed onto the lane that goes up to Sant Esteve's but back down into Ontinyent. Nice long steady downhill run, and that kind of like took me back into the centre of town near the fountain, where I had a much needed cup of coffee and also topped up some water. Then after that, I ran along the main road from the centre of Ontinyent back to the industrial estate and near where the starting point is at La Clariana restaurant. What was it? Approximately 25 kilometers, something like that. So yeah, good run. First of all, I want to apologise for the short video footage that I can show you and its poor quality. I forgot to reset the stabilisation feature on the camera, and by the time I remembered it, of course, it was too late. I can't be sure when I'll be getting back to running La Clariana, but it's on my doorstep, so I know that I will eventually, and when that happens, hopefully I can get some better and more viewable video footage for you then. Video quality aside, it was a really enjoyable run. Well, actually, Jeff, or run walk. It felt shorter than it did last time, which, by the way, I'd done in reverse, if you like, from the Moixent road end of the trail backwards towards La Clariana restaurant. The views were fantastic. Often from the top of La Clariana, it isn't great due to clouds, but this time it was fine. The weather was really clear. The section between the Moixent road and the Ermita Sant Esteve was much easier than it had been in the past. Obviously, some work has been done to make the road between those 2 points much more accessible to four-wheel drive vehicles, which of course made it super easy for running. It was a nice feeling being able to ring the bells at the chapel. A while ago, the bells were stolen, so it's great that bells are back again. I doubt if they're the originals, of course, but it was still great to be able to ring them. It's kind of traditional when we go up there. Finally, the run down to Ontinyent was, as always, super easy. Very, very narrow lane, and there were a few cars coming up that needed to be avoided, and a few cyclists, one or two runners, or walkers actually as well. And at the very bottom of the hill, at the fountain in Ontinyent, the coffee was great, just hit the mark. Anyway, I'm sorry that there isn't much video footage of the run for you to see this time, and it's super shaky, so I do apologise, but I hope that you enjoyed the bit of the footage that I could show you, even if it wasn't wonderful to watch. Join me for my next run. I've got a winter virtual marathon lined up for New Year's Day, and at the moment I'm thinking of doing an Oliva to Playa Gandia run. I hope you can join me. Oh yes, and I hope that I have more luck in getting some usable video footage for you to watch. If you've actually made it this far to the end of the video, congratulations. That's awesome. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow runners.